So today what we're going to talk about is I'm going to give you the top 10 seed companies that we buy our seeds from. Hey everybody, today we're talking seeds. Well, how do you know that the seed company you're buying seeds from produces good quality seed? So we're getting ready to order our seeds for the season, and get ready because seeds this year are going to go quick with everything going on. If it's anything like it was last year, be prepared to order your seeds quickly. And when I mean quickly, it's December right now, and seed companies, they're starting to update their stock. And as that stock gets updated, people are going to buy, and that's not going to leave much seed for people if you wait till March. I remember when we were trying to order seeds midway through the season, it was like impossible to find seeds from good quality companies. Order your seeds sooner than later, and make sure you order from good quality seed companies like the ones we're going to talk about today. So these are the seed catalogs we've gotten so far. And this is our second year of farming. So we learned a lot our first year. We learned all about seeds and the importance of getting good seed, good quality seed from a reputable company. So when we're looking at seed companies, one of the most important things for us is making sure that the seeds that we're putting in the garden haven't been sprayed with any sort of chemicals. So when we're buying seeds, the seeds we're purchasing are typically organic seed. Now there are some exceptions. If you call the seed company and just ask the seed company if they use any chemicals or pesticides or fungicides, insecticides, herbicides, all that toxic stuff, if you just call them and say, hey, do you spray your seeds or your plants with anything? A lot of them will give you the honest answer and just say no. All the seeds we produce are organically grown, even though they don't have the organic label or certification. So you want to make sure that that seed that you're using hasn't been genetically modified. This is important because GMO is terrible for the body, and it's terrible for seed. The other thing we look at is where those seeds are produced. We grow in the Pacific Northwest, and in the Pacific Northwest, the climate is very different than, say, San Diego, where it's a lot hotter during the summer months. So we want to find seed companies that have seed that's adapted to the Pacific Northwest weather. So when we look at seed companies, another thing we're looking at is trying to buy seeds from local companies grown where that seed is grown in the area we're going to be farming at. All right, so the next thing I do is I take count of my inventory. So I've got this big tote here. This is filled with all my seeds. And then what I use are these are for dates. When we buy our dates, we buy them in bulk. So the little container the dates come in, I reuse it, and then I store all my seeds in it. And so one thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you take inventory of all the seeds you have. If you already have seed, there's no need to go out and buy more seed. The other thing is you want to take inventory of all the seed that you saved. So these are some seeds that were given to me. When I save my seeds, I save them in envelopes, because with seeds, you want to make sure that you get air into them. The more air you can get into them, the quicker they'll dry and the less chance of mold. So that's the first thing I do, is I take inventory of everything that I have. Now, just because I have all these things doesn't mean that I'm going to be growing all these things. last year when we were farming, I took notes. I took notes of all my successes, all of my failures. I have them in this book. Now, when I order seeds for this season, I know what seeds did very well in my climate, in my area, and those are the seeds that if I don't already have on this table here, that will take priority when I'm ordering them. So these seeds, they can be used two different ways. If you're watching this and you're like, well, I don't have a greenhouse, I have no way of starting these seeds. Well, you can still use seeds. You just direct seed them at specific times of the season when the climate is hot enough that the seeds will actually germinate. So we've got all these seeds from all these different seed companies laid out in front of me here. So let's get into it. Let's talk about some of these companies. So the first company is Johnny's. So Johnny's, they've been growing organically for the last 45 years. Johnny's is great for when you buy in bulk. So these farming operations, they'll typically buy seed in bulk because they're typically putting that seed in a direct seeder. And when things go in a direct seeder, you need to fill that direct seeder with a good amount of seed. All right, the next one is Baker Creek. Now, Baker Creek, they specialize in a lot of those heirloom varieties, those rare varieties that you won't find at a lot of these other seed companies. All their seed is non-GMO, non-treated, non-patented, non-hybridized. And what's cool about Baker Creek is if you order a bunch of seeds from them, they'll send you some free seed packets. So you can try out some other stuff you probably wouldn't have thought to try otherwise. So next one is West Coast Seed. So I like West Coast Seed. They're located up in Canada, and all their seed is non-GMO. It hasn't been treated. It's organically grown. And when I even asked them if their seed that doesn't have the organic certification is still organically grown, they communicated that yes, it was. And this is great because their prices are very affordable, and if you're buying in bulk, they typically discount it even further and you end up with a better deal. And then we've got the Seed Savers Exchange, and I love buying seeds from these guys. Their goal is to preserve seeds, and I remember watching a movie, I think it was called Seeds, where they talk about how many varieties of seeds used to be around before Monsanto came in and kind of ruined it. And the idea that they're trying to preserve seeds is a great thing. And there's this farmer that also practices veganic growing. I believe he's in like Maine, and he was in the movie Seeds. And he was saying that he's been saving seeds for like 50 plus years, something like that. And in order to preserve the seeds, he's been providing seeds to the Seed Savers Exchange with the idea that his seeds will end up being preserved and regrown by growers everywhere. And then the other company I buy from is Botanical Interest, and all these seeds are open pollinated, they're non-GMO, they're untreated, and these are even organic. And they've got pretty cool drawings on all their seed packets. So I get a lot of my seeds from the Pacific Northwest because I know if I'm buying seeds from a seed company in that region that they're adapted to a climate. So I buy from Adaptive Seeds. Now these seeds, they do a lot of rare varieties. Seeds, what I noticed, are really resilient and they're adapted to my area. They're all organic, non-GMO, non-treated. Okay, and the other one here we've got is Siskiyou Seeds. And they're located in Oregon, certified organic, heirloom seeds, non-GMO. I think this seed company is pretty cool because they do everything using the biodynamic approach. And you can see on the back of these seeds here that they actually list the biodynamic sowing time, which we do all of our planting based on the biodynamic calendar. So I thought that was pretty cool. We kind of follow the same guidelines that they have listed on the back of their seed packets. Okay, and the last one for the Pacific Northwest area we purchase is from Territorial Seeds. Now, same deal, organic, non-GMO, non-treated. A lot of their seeds are biodynamically grown as well. And I've noticed great success when you start some seeds from Territorial. And you can buy in bulk. So if you're a large-scale grower, they have bulk pricing as well. Then we have True Leaf Market. So this is a microgreen pound. You know, I usually buy in bulk for my microgreens, and they're a great place to get your microgreen seed. Then I just buy regular seed from them too. And a lot of their seed is organic. You just got to make sure it says organically grown on it, and it's non-GMO. So the next seed company I don't have my seed packets for, but that company is called Seeds of Generation. And they're a smaller company. They're family run, but they have some really cool varieties that I haven't seen from some of the other companies. So this year, that's one of the companies that we're going to be trying out. So next company is the MI Gardener. So this last year, these seed packets were like 99 cents. So I bought a ton. And this year, I think he upped his price to like $2 a pack, which is still really cheap, but another great company. And then there's seed that I can't find within these 10 companies, and I go out and I find from other seed companies. So like companies like Wild Garden Seed, there's Uprising Seed, there's Renee's Seeds, and then there's a company called Irish Eyes, and they're a good company for like potato seed and stuff. So when I can't find seed that I would normally get from these top 10 places, then I go around and look at a couple other companies, and those were them. All right, so that's it. So these are the top 10 companies that I buy my seed from. But I know if you're watching this, you might have some seed companies that I didn't mention in this video that you like to buy seed from. So let me know what those seed companies are. I love checking out seed and learning about new varieties. So if there's some seed varieties I don't know about, or seed companies I don't know about that I should be looking into, let me know what they are in the comments below. And if you're not already subscribed to this channel, subscribe. And if you thought this video was cool, give it a like. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.